On this episode of the Hanford Insider, we'll check in with Amelia Carpenter and Faith Faria from Golden Positivity. Rob will give you a look at some of this week's community events, and I'll be back with your sports report. This is the Hanford Insider for Monday, March 16th.
Welcome to the Hanford Insider Podcast, your inside look at the people, places, and stories that make Hanford such a special place to live, work, and explore. I'm your host, Rob Bentley. From downtown happenings to local history and community voices, we're bringing you the best of Hanford straight from the insiders. So let's get started. In community news this week, the Hanford City Council will meet this Tuesday, March 17th. In the afternoon study session, they'll receive the final Winter Wonderland report from the Department of Parks and Community Services, and they'll receive a report about fuel at the airport. In the evening session, beginning at 7, the council will be looking at purchasing additional property for the Public Safety Building Project. They'll also be considering some employee agreements, and they'll be looking at some mid-year financial reports. For a full agenda, visit the City of Hanford website at hanford.city. And don't forget that if you can't make it to the meeting in person, you can always watch the proceedings live on the city website. Another chance you have is the next Hanford Council Connect. That'll be held on Tuesday, March 25th at 5:30 p.m. in the Hanford Mall Food Court with Mayor Mark Kyrus and City Manager Chris Tavares. This is your chance to talk with them one-on-one and get your questions answered. Now let's take a look at this week's community calendar. The Hanford Mall Spring Carnival runs through March 29th. The Carnegie Museum of Kings County's 2026 exhibition, Building Kings County, is open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 1 to 5. Learn more at carnegiemuseumofkingscounty.org. The Kings Players production of The Vultures is now playing. For more information, visit kingsplayers.org. Sierra Pacific will be hosting the final regular season competition of the South Valley Winter Arts Pageantry on Saturday, March 21st. The Hanford Rotary Sunset Stakeout Dinner is this Saturday, March 21st at the Hanford Fraternal Hall. The Hanford Fraternal Hall Car Show is coming up on Saturday, March 28th. And also on the 28th is the Hanford West High School Great Gatsby Fundraiser Dinner at the Square 8's Hall. If you have an event coming up, large or small, and you'd like some help getting the word out, let's work together. Send your information to hanfordinsider@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe to my weekly newsletter to get a complete calendar of events. It's the most comprehensive community calendar available. This is an interview that I have been waiting a very long time for, and we finally have the opportunity to sit down with Amelia Carpenter and Faith Faria. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We are here to talk about Golden Positivity. It's been a movement that's going on for several years, but it had a very special story behind it. Amelia, can you share with us a little bit about Emily's story and how Golden Positivity came to be?
Yeah, so Golden Positivity was founded by my daughter, Emily. In 2023, she was diagnosed with cancer, and it was always something that she wanted to do was give back. And so she created Golden Positivity as a way to really focus on the teens going through cancer treatment. And so she decided to create these personalized positive package for the teens and deliver them to the hospital, to bring a little bit of light and some hope and some support to them.
And that she did. She was very involved in high school, very well loved. And having gone through the cancer treatments and everything, she had several relapses. And in 2025, she had just recently completed the Miss Kings County pageant, was named Miss Kings County, and passed away tragically shortly thereafter. But we're so happy that the movement is continuing on. And you have a very special fundraiser coming up, but we'll get to that in just a minute. But I want to talk about what's happening now with Golden Positivity. I know you've had some really great interactions with the cancer patients at Valley Children's Hospital.
Yeah, so we've been there quite a few times over the last year, delivering positive packages and Legos and a Christmas tree with gift cards. And so the most recent one we went for Valentine's Day. We delivered 3 positive packages and Legos to all the teens there in the clinic and in Craycroft.
They were heart-shaped Legos for Valentine's Day that actually Emily's grandpa had found, and the kids really enjoyed them. It was something unique that they didn't have before, so it was kind of neat to see them get excited over that.
Yeah, that is unique. So let's bring it kind of personal to the outreach to the cancer patients there. I know that it's touched so many lives, and we see all the stories on social media there on your Facebook and Instagram and websites. Can you maybe share a story or two about patients that you've met and that Golden Positivity has touched?
You know, with Emily creating Golden Positivity, it was really a focal point for teenagers. She experienced cancer treatment as a 9-year-old and then again as a 17-year-old. And so the need for some extra focus on the teens was very important. And so with delivering the positive packages, you know, it's always wonderful to see their surprise look, you know, that we purchase these items that they specifically asked for, things that they are into and not just a random gift. And so the appreciation, this last Christmas, we were able to, you know, be a part of a young lady's story out of Visalia. She was on hospice. And so we were able to do a Christmas for her. One of her requests were Beat headphones. And, you know, we allowed her to open the Christmas gifts, you know, in the privacy of, you know, with her mom. And apparently we got the exact color of headphones. And so we had already left the home and we're in the driveway, and her mom came out, and she was so excited and gave us another big thank you that not only did we get the Beat headphones, but the specific color she wanted too. So I think in giving those gifts and seeing the appreciation, because it's not just the appreciation for the packages, it's the appreciation for somebody caring. You know, they know that they're not alone. And so even the appreciation and the hugs that we get from parents, you know, is just icing on the cake.
In October, we had another young man, and this one to me was very rewarding. I had never been to deliver a package yet, and you know, he was into fishing, and so we had gotten the fishing books for him to read about, and he was just so excited because he was almost done with his treatment, and he was going to be able to go out and, you know, fish again. And I, as someone not having a child with cancer or going through that, you take it for granted, those things. And what he just wanted to go fishing, you know, like, I'm like, wow, some of the things you can't do, you know, as a teenager with cancer. It was just eye-opening, but it was very rewarding how excited he was so excited about it. So.
And you don't do this work alone. You actually have people that work with the nonprofit. Can you maybe tell us some people that participate in it and their roles and how they help support this?
Yeah, so we expanded the board after Emily's passing. The original members were Emily, Bodie Vigario, who's also a childhood cancer survivor, 2 of her really good friends, Isabella Mello and Mia Gillum. They, you know, the original founders. Since we have expanded to myself, Faith Faria, Amy Bush, and Haley Aguida. And so it's not a large board, and we all have full-time jobs. And so we all have now a second job.
Yeah.
But we've kept it rolling.
Yeah. It, continuing her legacy was never a question, but the things that have fallen into place and the people who have, seeked us out got us going a lot quicker and a lot faster than we had anticipated, but all in good. It's been a great thing. So we're very excited for where we're at now. And we have lots of plans to expand from here with nationwide packages. That was something that Emily wanted to get started. Emily was also very passionate about advocacy. So she had been to Washington, D.C. to advocate on Capitol Hill, lobby with the staffers, to really bring awareness to the amount of money that the federal budget, only 8% of the medical federal budget goes to childhood cancer. And so specifically with Emily's treatment for Ewing sarcoma, the treatment regimen is decades old. And so it was very important to her that to bring awareness and to raise more money, more funds. A lot of the treatment that is being approved more recently is coming from foundations like ours that raise money. It's not necessarily coming from the federal government. Yeah. And so, with the generosity that we've seen from the community thus far, we're very hopeful that we can continue, Emily's dream and really bring some funds to cancer research, childhood cancer research. And so with the gala coming up, that's our big fundraiser for the year. And we're hoping to really make some moves in the future.
Yeah, that's a great segue. We were just going to go there as far as talking about the gala. So it's on April 18th. Faith, can you give us some details about the event and kind of what's happening?
So it is going to be a formal event, but kind of our theme behind it was kind of bringing, Emily was involved with FFA and that type of stuff, and then she became Miss Kings County. So it's kind of tying those two worlds together, basically. Very elegant. We've had amazing donors. The Garcia family donated their facility, which is this beautiful barn out on Kent Avenue. We have so many locals, like totally just handing over donations to us. And so that's how we know that it was meant to be that we do it. But we're going to have raffle prizes, live auction items. It's going to be plated dinners. We're going to be serving food and desserts and dancing to finish it off. And it'll be a wonderful evening. So I think everyone should come out and check it out.
Yeah, that's great, because I know you had talked about expanding the outreach to nationwide, and fundraisers like this are so crucial because, as you said, the federal government doesn't necessarily provide funding for these types of activities. It's important that people have a vision and a mission to accomplish the outreach to teenage cancer patients, particularly.
Our positive packages are actually quite pricey. They're not pricey, but the things that we put in them are specified to the kids. So if they want an Xbox, we're not just giving them like a few books to read. We're really trying to make that experience for them a little bit more positive while they're, battling chemo. But it's like a personalized backpack, a personalized cup, and then things that Emily thought was useful, like Port Protects, her chapsticks, her, anti-nausea.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So it also will help with that funding as well, so we can keep those kids happy.
So how are ticket sales going? How can people get tickets? And I know you have a lot of different sites, being your website, your Instagram. What are some ways that people can contact you and purchase tickets?
You can check us out at goldenpositivity.org. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and there's a link in our bio, and you can register to get tickets that way.
Yeah, I saw that link today on the Instagram account. That's very handy the way that you did that. That's really good. And I think it reaches a whole nother element of society that uses social media to be able to do that. What about an email, phone number, something that you can offer out to people to contact you for tickets?
If you're interested in contacting us about and getting more information about the gala, it's goldenpositivity23@gmail.com.
We really want to thank everybody who has donated, to support our cause and to continue Emily's legacy. The generosity from the community has been, overwhelming, and we're looking forward to the gala, and we anticipate it to be successful. And just thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, and I'll have all of those links in the show notes so people can just click on them and get your email and website and social media accounts. But again, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I wish you the best of luck at your event on the 18th.
Thank you for the support. Appreciate it.
And now it's time for Hanford Insider Sports with Eric Bentley.
For the first time since 2018, when they took home a D5 state title, the Sierra Pacific girls basketball team are state champions again, this time in Division II after taking down St. Joseph at the Golden One Center in Sacramento on Saturday. In order to get there, though, the Golden Bears had to win one more time at home in the regional finals game against Oakland Tech on Tuesday. And the Bulldogs gave Sierra Pacific all they could handle, but it was the Golden Bears emerging victorious 66-62 in overtime to advance to the state championship game. In that state championship game against St. Joseph's, the Golden Bears dominated the first quarter, outscoring the Knights 20-9 in the frame. And thanks to 13 first-half points from game MVP Lila Love, Sierra Pacific held a 2-point lead at the half. St. Joseph's would tie the game early in the third quarter, but the dominance of the ION sisters proved to be insurmountable for the Knights in the end as the trio combined for 39 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists in the game as Sierra Pacific claimed the state title 56-47. After an 0-6 start to their season, the Golden Bears finished the year on a 13-game win streak, repeat as Division II section champs, and claim their first Division II state title in school history. A big congratulations to the Sierra Pacific girls basketball team on their historical season. Out to softball now, where 7-2 overall Hanford West continued their strong start to the season, going 3-1 in their 4 games last week. The Huskies started out by taking down Mission Oak in run rule fashion on Tuesday, then saw tournament action for the first time this year, shutting out Liberty and Chowchilla, but falling in a close one 7-6 to Oakdale. The Sierra Pacific softball team picked up their first win of the season last week, a 10-0 run rule victory over Dos Palos, before being on the receiving end of a 10-0 run rule game with Dinuba to fall to 1-4 on the year. And the Hanford High softball team went 2-2 in their 4 games last week, taking down Justin Garza and Encino, but being shut out by Hollister and Clovis West, as the Bullpups now sit at 4-6 overall on the year. In baseball action, the Sierra Pacific baseball team also filled the win column for the first time this season, not once, but 3 times last week, as the Golden Bears offense came to life, scoring 8 or more runs in the 3 victories over Mount Whitney, CVC, and Liberty to improve to 3-5 overall on the season. The Hanford High baseball team fell to Clovis North and Clovis West in their 2 matchups last week and now sit at 2-4 overall. And the Hanford West baseball team also went 0-2 last week, suffering defeats to Menachie and Reedley to fall to 3-4 on the year. As always, if you have a score report or a team update for any team in any sport at any level, you can let us know by emailing hanfordinsider@gmail.com. I'm Eric Bentley, and this has been your Hanford Insider Sports Report.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's show. If you enjoyed this podcast and you'd like to show your support, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Hanford Insider to make a donation. If you'd like to join the Hanford Insider email list, stop by my website at hanfordinsider.com to sign up for updates. You'll also get an exclusive copy of my newsletter in your inbox each week. I also need your help getting the word out about the show by liking and sharing on social media, or like most people, just telling a friend. For more information about the show, you can find this podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, and YouTube at Hanford Insider. If you have a show idea, be sure to email me at hanfordinsider@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.